Hype really drives the modern football boot industry, sometimes leading to positive changes, but a lot of times leading to change for the sake of change, and it's impacted some of the most popular lines of football boots on the market. The Mercurial series, specifically the latest Vapor, is now Flyknit rather than Teijin synthetic. Longtime Mercurial fans not happy about it. The F50 Adizero line effectively gone forever, and the Predator line is now basically a sock. But there is one holdout for a football boot that has not changed for the sake of change. It's still exactly what it should be, and that is the Made in Japan Mizuno Morelia Neo 2. What's going on, guys? Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Inazuma Pack colorway of the Made in Japan Mizuno Morelia Neo 2, seen here in what is Caribbean Sea Blue. If you know your boots, then you already know how special the Neo 2 is, but if you don't, realize that this is arguably the most pure speed boot still available, especially if you value having a kangaroo leather element to the upper, something that became very popular around 2010, especially with the F50 Adizero series, but this is really better than any F50 Adizero that has ever existed, especially from a quality standpoint. So in today's video, I want to go over all the details of the Morelia Neo 2 and of course take a closer look at this latest colorway. Also go over how they fit and feel on feet, essentially covering everything that you need to know. So if you'd like to learn more, please stick around and watch the entire video. And if you're interested in a pair for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $290 retail price. If you guys do end up enjoying this video and perhaps would like to see more reviews of Mizuno boots and other brands outside of the big three, don't forget to support this one with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time and don't want to miss out on future content from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. Included with the boots for what is admittedly a pretty expensive price of $290 US is the Made in Japan Mizuno box. Also included is this little bag containing a leather care kit, which is something that Mizuno really likes to include with all of their Made in Japan leather products. You can see it comes with a little instruction manual. You get an applicator cloth for the leather cream that is also included in this little Made in Japan branded tube. Also included is a string bag that does have strings at the top to seal the bag, but you can't necessarily wear it as a backpack. And it's pretty much the same one you get with all the other Made in Japan products, black in color with the bronzy gold Mizuno Made in Japan logo there on the front. Nothing on the back. It's an okay string bag, but I think it should be better considering the price. It gets a string bag score of 2.2 out of 4.4 point. So taking a closer look at the colorway, this of course is part of the Inazuma Pack to go along with the brand new Rebula 3. The official color here is Caribbean Sea, which is kind of like a teal blue is how I would describe it. And I actually really like the look of it, given the fact that it's not really a shade of bluish green that we get to see all that often. And you can see it's got a very nice detail to it in that the leather has a little bit of a silver sparkle, which is kind of a signature of the Made in Japan Mizuno boots. That looks very, very premium, but it's a very subtle detail. The synthetic element through the midfoot, you can see kind of features an artificial leather grain towards the bottom, and then you get to the other side of the Mizuno branding, and it ends up having a little bit of a fade to it, transitioning into kind of a gloss color, which I think looks quite good. It does have the teal laces to match the rest of the upper, and then they've just gone with a subtle white accent in the form of the Mizuno Runbird, as well as the little details there on the heel. The stud tips are also white, as you can see. In my opinion, great looking colorway, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. When it comes to performance, it's hard for me to classify the Made in Japan Morelia Neo 2 as being underrated, because I feel like people who know that this boot exists know that it's really good. So underrated, I'm not sure is the right word. It's almost more of an unknown really good football boot in the industry, and that Mizuno is not the most popular brand in North America and most parts of Europe as well. Plus they are expensive. At $290, you're basically passing up on any other football boot currently available to buy a Neo 2, which would not be a bad decision, by the way, because this is, in my opinion, one of the best performing football boots on the market. If you're a fan of speed boots, something that is lightweight, very tight, responsive, surprisingly comfortable, offers a kangaroo leather element, offers a thin touch on the ball, and actually has surprisingly good traction. Basically, this has everything that you're looking for. Not to mention the build quality, which I think is really one of the major perks of buying a made in Japan Mizuno product. It's pretty well known at this point that modern football boots are not what they used to be when it comes to durability, but the handmade aspect of a made in Japan Mizuno product, the quality of materials, the way that it's put together, the glues that they use really do make for the most durable football boots on the market, period. I don't care what anyone says. So if you want lightweight boots that are likely to last you a very long time, the made in Japan Mizuno Morelia Neo 2 is probably your best bet. And to be clear, I don't like talking about durability on the channel because it is a very unpredictable thing, but I'm that confident in the build quality of made in Japan Mizuno products that this is going to last you. The technical breakdown of the Morelia Neo 2 is pretty straightforward. The front forefoot and toe box area is made from a super thin kangaroo leather material, and as you'd expect from any made in Japan Mizuno product, it is top notch in terms of quality. Yes, it's leather, which does make for a very soft touch on the ball and a very comfortable fit as well in that front portion of the upper, but because it's so thin, it's more of a barefoot feel than it is a padded leather touch, I would say. The midfoot area is made out of a synthetic material and has a very slim profile to it. For those that are not fans of the current Mercurials and really the speed boots from the Adidas brand as well right now that have gone, I guess, more of a wider fit than what some of the speed boots used to be historically. This still has, I don't want to say a narrow fit, but a much slimmer profile through the forefoot as well as midfoot area than a lot of other speed boots that are currently available. So if you like that kind of old school Mercurial fit, you're really gonna like the way that the Morelia Neo 2 wraps the midfoot area of your foot. It also has such a good fit and really good lockdown because of the central lacing system that is particularly deep. It's kind of a signature element of the modern Mizuno boots, and it also has this little bit of a zigzag pattern that really does a good job of kind of locking the tension in the laces once you actually have them tied tight. Has a synthetic tongue, so it maintains a nice thin feel across the top of the foot as well. And then of course they've maintained a pretty standard low cut construction with a little bit of an extension piece at the back that I've never really been a huge fan of, but it does look quite cool. I just think that it can cause a little bit of chafing at the top of the Achilles tendon for the first couple of wears, so something to be aware of. But the heel liner, top notch in terms of material, a really, really nice suede with plenty of extra padding for the sake of comfort as well as lockdown. The insole is fully removable and features a little bit of a gritty kind of material on the surface that kind of acts like a grip sock, but it's on the insole instead. The material really does a good job of gripping your socks and preventing any kind of slippage on the inside of the boot. That does make them feel that much more responsive. Really big fan of this particular element, and the rest of the insole is pretty much just a standard layer of foam. The sole plate and stud pattern is also excellent. You can see that it does include an external heel counter there at the back of the boot that transitions into what is a multi-layer sole plate construction, where you basically have a slightly stiffer material as kind of an underlay, a base through the heel and midfoot, and then more of a standard kind of flexible plastic material for the rest of the sole plate. So it has good rigidity through the midfoot and heel, but great flexibility through the forefoot. It also has rivets at the front, something that we rarely ever see in modern football boots. That is there to reinforce the attachment between the sole plate and the upper itself at the tip of the toe, which is the most common area where a lot of football boots tend to break. Again, not likely to be an issue with this particular model. And as far as the firm ground stud pattern is concerned, I do realize it's all conical studs. It doesn't look like anything special, but it's much more aggressive in terms of the amount of bite and just the way that the traction works in general. Really, really good layout. I like the fact that they have 4 studs on either side rather than just 3, which is what we're seeing from a lot of brands. That adds to the overall aggression, and something that I've always been a big fan of. As you can see from this angle, the studs are angled slightly towards the outside rather than being perfectly straight up and down, and that's mainly because Mizuno realizes that when you're running, the likelihood of you landing completely flat is very unlikely. So they've positioned them at very strategic angles to make sure that you're getting as much bite as possible from each individual stud. Very smart design. And then when it comes to weight, the Morelia Neo 2 is one of the lightest boots currently on the market. In a size 9.5 US, you can see that they weigh in at approximately 6.75 ounces, the equivalent of 191 grams, which makes it one of the lightest options that you can buy right now. You want a lightweight feel from your speed boots, and these definitely deliver. So I've swapped out the stock laces that are a little bit lighter than the color of blue you find on the rest of the boots, and if there's one thing you can criticize about Mizuno, it is the fact that they do some kind of chunky laces for high-end football boots. So I have swapped them out for some white reflective SR4U replacement laces that add the reflective bits, which always look cool, and accent very nicely with the white details that you have on the boots and make them look different from everybody else with the same one. So if you're looking to change up the style of your football boots in a very inexpensive way, the website to head over to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in some, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, the Neo 2 feels really good. If you're into tight-fitting football boots, I feel like this is one of the best shapes currently out there in that it wraps your foot very closely. It's nice and snug through the midfoot. It's soft with the kangaroo leather in the forefoot. Obviously, that leather will stretch ever so slightly as you break them in, really giving you this custom molded shape to them. The heel has a little bit more of a narrow shape to it, so the lockdown is very, very good. And the amount of tightness you can achieve because of the deep lacing system is just really good. There's nothing about the fit of this boot that I think needs to be modified in any way at all. If you have slightly flat feet or slightly wide feet, you might find these to be a little bit snug through the midfoot. That's kind of my personal gripe with them. But if you're into that tight fit, there's absolutely nothing to complain about here. As far as width is concerned, like I said, they're going to be good for most people as long as you like that tight fit. And as far as the sizing goes, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I'd recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. Aside from the high price tag that I think is worth it if you're after the best of the best, it's difficult for me to criticize the Morelia Neo 2. I really think it is one of the best performing products on the market right now. And if you're into classic speed boot fit and feel, I think you're really gonna enjoy your experience with the Morelia Neo 2. Also, for those that have been asking me all week long, which I would prefer between the Neo 2 and the brand new Rebula 3. For me personally, I prefer the Rebula, but it's a very different style of football boot in regards to how it fits especially, and also in regards to how it feels, with a much more padded leather sensation, more of a traditional leather feel, I would say, versus the Neo 2 that's more of a raw speed boot. I really wouldn't say that one is better than the other, they're just different, so it depends on what you like. Anyways guys, that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can click the first link down below. That's going to take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $290 retail price. If you have any questions regarding the Mizuno brand or the Neo 2, leave them down below in the comments, and I definitely will do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.